Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. Today, I was thinking that what I was going to do was talk about my thoughts on Echo Fighters, and also at the same time, as you can see, go on the list of characters and see if I can think of any good ideas or characters I think that would be good for Echo Fighters. So far, I am quite happy with the ones we've got. I like the fact that it's a thing, essentially clones, but now that it's been renamed, everyone seems to be more happy with the fact that they have this kind of place in there. So let's just go through them. This is just my own thoughts on it. I don't know if I'm going to have one for every character, but, you know, solid. Let's go down them. Mario, I mean, Mario's a weird one because you have Dr. Mario, and a lot of people think he's, like, pretty much a clone. I disagree. I think Dr. Mario is very different to Mario. I think his down B obviously changes him up. His physics completely different to how Mario works. His cape doesn't, Dr. Mario's cape doesn't stop you in the air when you use it. Mario has Flood, a few different attacks. Now he has a down stamp as well. People go back and forth on this. Maybe he used to be more of a clone. I don't think he is. So I'm discarding him. The same with Luigi. I mean, Mario and Luigi are very different. So we're gonna just discard them. You could do Paper Mario potentially, but I feel like he'd be his own character. Also, he'd be very flat. So I think he would have his own moveset. So I think with Mario, I mean, I can't think of anyone specifically that you'd have as an Echo Fighter for him. Maybe, I don't know, Mario in a hammer suit. Change up the fact that he has the hammers instead of fireballs. It's something I always really wanted. But I think you're not going to see an Echo Fighter of Mario. It's not likely. Moving on to Donkey Kong, I think this is really obvious. You'd probably go with Funky Kong. He'd be the same build, he'd have essentially the same moveset. You could probably change up a few things there, but like Funky Kong will be really cool. Maybe you could incorporate a surfboard. There isn't anybody else I can really think of that would fit that design. I mean, there are other Kongs especially from the 64 games, but I don't think any of them are the same sort of size as DK. Some are a bigger or different shape. I think Funky Kong would be quite a fun little Echo Fighter actually, and I could see that happening with how big he's been pushed this year with the re-release of Tropical Freeze. Like, wouldn't be that much hard work. You're just changing the design of him, really. Moving on to Link. I mean, Link doesn't really need an Echo Fighter unless you want to have classic Link in his old tunic. But honestly, you've got Link, Toon Link, and Young Link. So I haven't really put any thought into that one. You've got 3 different Links. They're going to play similarly. You know, not identical, but they're going to play similarly. Samus obviously got Dark Samus, so we don't have to do that. Yoshi, the only character that's got any similarities to Yoshi would be Birdo, but I feel like Birdo's design isn't quite the same. She doesn't really have the tail. I mean, she does have a tail, but I feel like the design of it is a little bit different. I could see it happening. I mean, her B button would probably be different. I mean, she could inhale you and shoot you out again, I suppose. More like DDD's move, but Yoshi, not really sure who you could have there for him. Kirby, kind of a difficult one because of the way that Kirby works and his mechanics. You could potentially have Waddle Dee, even though I personally don't really want to see Waddle Dee in the game. I think he's a completely wasted slot, but that's just my personal opinion on it. But it's hard to say that because of the inhale and being able to copy abilities. It's not really the easiest character to come up with anything for. Fox, again, doesn't need one, even though Wolf and Falco are very different characters. You've got 3 Star Fox characters that have similar movesets. I'm not going to sit here and say they're the same. I don't believe they are. I think Wolf and Fox are very different. Maybe Falco's more similar to him, but I still think they're different characters. I don't think you need to put in an echo of him. Pikachu, you could say Pichu is his clone. I think they play different enough, but you know, I kind of like Pichu, the one person who does. You know, if you were going to put something in, you'd put in a similar, I don't know, Raichu maybe, but he's an assist trophy, so it's unlikely. So I don't think we'd see one for Pikachu, though. I'm sure they could easily put electric Pokemon in there of a similar size that could have the same moves. Luigi we've already covered. I mean, you're not going to see that again unless you have Dr. Luigi added, which would be cool, or just have Luigi dressed up as a doctor. But like, honestly, I don't think we're going to see an Echo Fighter for Luigi either. Moving on to Ness. Ness, you could do Ninten from the original Earthbound, or the original mother, called Earthbound Beginnings over here. I think if you're going to do that, that would be pretty easy, and you've covered all 3 games. Maybe some of the characters from Earthbound and Mother 3, potentially, because if you're going to have an Echo of Ness, it's basically an echo of Lucas as well. Even though they've got different moves and they are different characters, you're kind of echoing both of them. Captain Falcon, anyone from F-Zero. Literally put someone else in the game for the F-Zero representation. Black Shadow, Blood Falcon, if you want villains. Or maybe, I don't know, I can't remember half the names. There's like Jodie Summer, there's like Star Fox's dad in that one. Like, there's plenty of people they can pull from that game and make a clone of an Echo of Captain Falcon. I think they should do that because we desperately need some more representation for F-Zero. Jigglypuff, again, I don't really know who you do it of. There's probably similar Pokemon from the later games. I haven't really played the later games, anything past Gold and Silver. I'm not 100% sure on Pokemon. But I'm sure they could do. You could do like Wiggly. Is it Wigglytuff? I think was the thing it evolved into. Slightly different shape, but you could potentially just do that. Don't really need a Jigglypuff clone though, to be honest. Peach and Daisy, don't need to do them. Bowser, very obvious one. Dry Bowser would make the most sense. I think Dry Bowser would be really cool because then you could have like different coloured fire for him. His like taunts and things would be different. You know, you could change one of his moves so like bones come off of him or something. I think it'd be really, really cool if they did that. That's something I want. It's what I predicted for that Smash Direct. We obviously didn't get it, but yeah, I'm totally down for an Echo Fighter of Bowser. Then you got another villain, easily made, and another heavy. So, Ice Climbers, that's an interesting one because Ice Climbers are a duo character. I am not 100% sure who you could clone Ice Climbers from. Maybe, possibly, an older game from the NES. I don't know. Honestly, don't think you're going to see an Echo of Ice Climbers. You know, Duck Hunt Duo, in terms of two people working together, kind of makes sense, but they're also different because Ice Climbers, you can kill one part of the party and still carry on, whereas Duck Hunt is kind of one character, really. Sheik, I don't really know. I've heard people say Impa. Maybe? I don't know. Really, with Sheik, not really sure on that one. Yeah, I haven't really put any thought into that, but I honestly don't know. Zelda, if you've played Link Between Worlds, you'd go with Hilda. It's just an evil version of Zelda. I say evil. Kind of evil version of Zelda. Cool design as well. Pretty straightforward. Could do it. Dr. Mario, I mean, he's technically already a semi-clone or a clone or whatever. You know, I don't think he is, but people do. You could have him, Dr. Luigi as an echo of him if you wanted to. I'd be okay with that. Pretty much the same model. Why not? Extra Mario character in there. Pichu, again, just find a similar Pokemon that's the same size if you're going to make an echo of him. Not really sure. Falco I've already covered. Martha's Lucina. Young Link I've already covered. Ganondorf's an interesting one because Ganondorf pretty much has the most of the same moveset as Captain Falcon. I don't see them as clones anymore. I like Ganondorf a lot. I like Captain Falcon a lot. I just like their movesets. I don't really know who else you could have for Ganondorf. A different version of him, maybe. Like, I don't know who else in the Zelda time in the series, sorry, is that bulky and beefy and that evil. I think he's kind of quite unique in that sense. I mean, you've got Girahim and Zant and Vati as other villains, and Skull Kid, but I don't think any of them suit the same sort of style as Ganondorf. So I'm not sure about that one. Mewtwo, same again. I mean, Lucario to me in Brawl, when they brought him across and had very similar moves to Mewtwo, I was like, oh, kind of like a clone of him, but don't know. Not sure with Mewtwo, but I'm sure there are other Pokemon out there that would make sense. Roy now has Chrom, even though Chrom's kind of a mixture of many characters. Game & Watch is very unique. We don't need an echo of him. I like him just the way he is. If they do add someone like really surprising, that would be awesome, but Game & Watch is amazing. Keep him as he is. Meta Knight, I've heard people say Galactic Knight, and there's like another one from the Kirby series. I'm not familiar with it myself. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll take it because it's extra characters, but I honestly don't know for Meta Knight personally. Pit's obviously got Dark Pit. Zero Suit Samus. I don't know who else in the Metroid series is that quick, unless you'd added another hunter in. You don't really see anybody else in the Metroid series generally. I think again, like that kind of thing is sort of unique. Wario, don't know. Again, very unique moveset. I still think he should have more moves from his older games and less from WarioWare, personally. Like the shoulder barge and the butt stomp and all those things. He kind of has them in his moveset, but not as predominant as I would like them. Not sure about Wario. He's kind of unique as well. I'm sure there's someone out there that would fit that role. Snake, that's obvious. You can have Naked... sorry, not Naked Snake. That's him. You could have Old Snake. You could have... Oh, no, he is Naked Snake. Yeah, you could have the one from Metal Gear... the Big Boss, basically. So, Big Boss, Old Snake. You could actually have, let's say, Raiden, whatever you want to call it. similar build, could have the same moveset, even if he does have... I think in the second game he does use most of the same weapons, so yeah. I'd be really down for that. Add somebody else from Metal Gear Solid, that'd be awesome. Ike kind of has a clone. I'm sure he could with Chrom as well, but I think you could probably pick someone from Fire Emblem and just slap him in there for him. Pokemon Trainer, the only thing you could do here is have somebody who has different skinned Pokemons, but or are a water, grass, fire type. Not really sure. Diddy Kong. Now, I would like to see Dixie Kong added to the game. I've got K. Rool. I am super happy about that. Though I think with Diddy Kong, you have her up B. I can't remember. I remember watching a video on YouTube about this. I can't remember who said it, so I apologise. Somebody said about using DK's up B, but with her hair. That would be perfect, because then you've basically got... you can just change some of her other moves to be similar to Diddy's, but not identical. But then, you know, maybe that semi-clone thing, but she could work as an Echo. Just make her up B, like Donkey Kong spinning thing. And I think you've got a good character now. A lot of people would love to see Dixie added, I think. I would love to see that. Now that I've got K. Rool in, give me some more DK representation. Give me Funky Kong and give me Dixie Kong. Be great. Lucas I've already covered with Ness, Nintendo. Sonic, everyone's saying Shadow. Honestly, I really want to see Tails. I mean, Knuckles would have been brilliant for this as well. We know Knuckles is an assist trophy. Tails would be... I want them to add Tails. I want Tails to be that thing where everyone thinks it's Shadow, but actually it's Tails, and that would be awesome. That'd be really cool if they did that. But, you know, I think we're clearly going to see Shadow turn up in this game. But here's hoping out that Tails gets added as an Echo. Pretty much the same shape. You just give him the same moves, even though he might not use all of them. You can just make his up B. Maybe he flies instead. Just change one move. DDD, I honestly don't know. Not a clue with DDD. You'd have to find someone else who has a big hammer, I suppose. Olimar, you could have literally anybody from the Pikmin series. We know Alf is a skin for him. You could make Alf a Echo Fighter, but I believe we just, you know, anybody from the series be fine. Lucario, again, a Pokemon, just find someone who's similar to him. Rob, very unique in the sense that he is a peripheral for rather than an actual game character. Don't know. Probably too unique enough to have his own one. Toon Link, spoke about that. Wolf, spoke about that. Villager, everyone's saying Isabelle. Again, any of the Animal Crossing characters would work. I'd be totally down for whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of Animal Crossing. I've not really ever replayed the games. I like him as a character. I think he's got a really unique moveset. So if you're going to add more representation, yeah, cool, why not? Anyone from those games. Probably KK, because he's my favourite, because he plays the guitar. But other than that, any's good. Mega Man, I mean, you've seen most of the characters in the Final Smash. Proto Man would be good. Bass would be good. Zero's now an assist trophy, so that's not going to happen. But, I mean, anyone from the Mega Man series, just make him a clone. Just give him some moves. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Wii Fit Trainer, don't really know. She's a very unique character, and the fact that she uses these moves from the exercises, not really sure about that one. Rosalina and Luma, I don't know. It's again another buddy system, isn't it? Not sure, honestly. Little Mac, you can have somebody from Punch Out, even though they're mostly bigger than he is. So they'd have to make a bigger model. I mean, people have said about Glass Joe, and that would be kind of funny. But also, Glass Joe is a terribly easy fight, and I think the whole point of him is he is a kind of a joke character. I mean, I'd be okay with it. I don't think people would really care, but sure, why not? Greninja, Pokemon, find another one that matches him. Mii Fighters, don't need to do them because they're Mii Fighters. Palutena, I mean, you could do Medusa. Just make Medusa a similar size to Palutena. And you're done. You can have either ugly Medusa or the better looking one or whatever. Done. Easy. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. I mean, you don't even have to change much there. You can just change some of the properties on the moves. Just stick a bow on his head, and you're sorted. Robin, as the Fire Emblem characters go, his moveset is quite different and he uses a lot of magic. So basically you can just pull from any of the magic users from the games. I mean, he does have the Levin sword as well, but I don't know. I don't mind. Anybody, really. I'd be okay with that. From Awakening or from Birthright and Conquest, that'd be cool. More characters from that one. I'm not opposed to Fire Emblem characters now. I know a lot of people are. I actually like the Fire Emblem series, but hey. Shulk, probably somebody else from the games. I've not played Xenoblade. I know about Shulk, but his best friend maybe. I can't remember what the guy's name is. potentially could have him, but you wouldn't have the Monado though, so that'd be a tough one. Bowser Jr. Don't know, pass. Duck Hunt Duo again, pass. These two are a bit too unique, and I don't know any characters that would fit this role. Ryu, and yes, I'm going to forever call him Ryu. Ken. I mean, I really want to see that. Not because like Ken's that different, but I like Street Fighter a lot. Give me Ken. That'd be cool. Cloud, I don't know enough about Final Fantasy, but I suppose if you're going to put someone in, maybe Zack, because I think Zack's the character that gives him Buster Sword. That'd be fun. Corrin, not really sure with Corrin. He's just one of those characters that's in Fire Emblem as a main character, but I don't know anyone else who's similar to him. It's probably somebody just... Oh, I suppose you do... I don't know, I'd say Azura from that game, but actually she's quite different. Bayonetta, Sean, easy. Good game. Add her as an extra character, just change some of her sound effects. Inkling, another easy one. Octoling, a lot of these modern characters are actually easier to do them for. Ridley, he says. Ridley, I don't know. The only person who's probably like... I said Kraid, but Kraid's actually massive, isn't he? And he's also a background on the stage. Maybe not Kraid. Don't know. How about Metal Ridley or whatever that like actual robot version of him, rather than Mecha Ridley, the robot version in Zero Mission. Simon's got Richter and then K. Rool. Now, weirdly enough, K. Rool, when I saw him, I was like, do you know who would fit K. Rool as an Echo Fire? Would be Wart from the Super Mario Bros. 2 game as the final boss. Wart hasn't been used in forever. And honestly, I think you could, even though they're from different series, and this might be a one-off thing, you could put Wart in the game. They're about the same sort of body shape. He's got a crown on his head. Just give him the same moves. Like, maybe not the blunderbuss. We could fire vegetables out instead. But, like, you could give him most of those same moves, like a belly flop and stuff like that. I would be okay with it. And I think that would be the kind of thing no one would ever see coming. But, like, yeah, give him Wart. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on some Echo Fire stuff. It's something I've been thinking about for a little bit. You know, like, I'm sure we're not going to see Echo Fighters for a lot of these characters. I'd be okay with it, because it's just extra characters for the roster, but, you know, it's just fun to think about these things. We know we've got more characters on the way, so we'll see how this starts to pad up in time, but thank you very much for listening and watching. As always, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down if you want to have this conversation with me, but until next video, I'll see you then.